Thank you so much, Pete. Joining us once again is the CEO and president of CNHA. This is Kūhiō Lewis. How are you doing, brother?
Good afternoon.
It's all blurry. It's all blending together, right?
Over.
Which leads me to my first question. How are you feeling? We almost pow.
I'm feeling pretty good. I mean, this has been a great convention. Energy's high. Community's just been so receptive, so supportive. They've been engaging, which is exactly why we put this on. So, I mean, I think through the 3 days, it's been enriching, and it's enriching on both sides for us to learn more about the community as well. So, yeah, looking forward to the next one already.
Today I went holo holo in Kona and just kind of, doing some shopping for Mrs. Barry's cookies, etc., etc. And I heard people just talking about there's a buzz. It's like this convention is like the Merry Monarch, where we see a lot of us Kanaka there dressed in our aloha attire and spending lots of money. Yeah. That is amazing. So I'm just curious, do you have any figures on what the Native Hawaiian Convention does for the local economy when you arrive?
Yeah, so this is our largest convention ever. So over 2,000 registrants. And if I had to put a number to it, based on hotel, based on rent-a-car, based on food and all the other expenses, it's probably over $2 million that I think gets pumped into the economy. So it's great. I mean, and it's a chance for people to really explore other moku. Sometimes we don't get a chance to go holo holo to other islands. So for Oahu, Kauai, Maui, coming over here is just an experience in itself.
I just see that this is going to be like the Olympics. We're going to have cities like bidding to have the Native Hawaiian Convention because it really is a boon to the local economy.
Absolutely. So not only are we bumping up that local economy and we're tackling tourism, and we're talking about, regenerative tourism as opposed to extractive tourism. We're talking, about we're helping Maui families recover. There's just so much great work that you have done at the helm of CNHA. So my question is, are you running for office?
No, absolutely not.
Are you planning to run for office?
Absolutely not. I think, we can be effective outside. And I think my kuleana in this moment is to help unify our community and strengthen our voices, and so that we could hold the decision makers accountable and work with them. So I think that's the kuleana that I have right now.
But what personally drives Kūhiō to do what you do, to wake up the next day and say, okay, my community is in need?
Honestly, I answered that this morning during our plenary session. I was asked kind of that question. And I think what motivates me is us elevating the mana of our communities. Oftentimes I feel like we're underrepresented or undervalued in terms of what we bring to the table. So you can see, like, from production to just the diversity in our culture and arts. I think it's time we elevate our people, so that when I wake up in the morning, that's what I want to do, is like, what's next? What are we going to do to continue that elevation?
That was going to be my question, because again, Lina Girl listed some of the things that you and your team have been able to accomplish, and we throw in, making the cultural connections with our lahui who are on the continent who had to move away. I was wondering, is there like things on your to-do list that you weren't able to address it because you've been busy with all those wonderful projects, including what you have done so amazingly for our ohana on Maui? What's that one thing that is like the next project that you really are focused on?
Well, I think we have a lot going on already, so I don't know I want to create new ones, but I do know that, like, I really want to focus on tourism, because that industry needs to start working for the people. It does a decent job of providing jobs, but there's a way in which it can economize our people, because I want to try and stop the outward migration. And the only way for us to be able to do that is to increase the economic potential and capacity of our community. And so, how can we get the good paying jobs? How can we get the businesses into that industry so they can benefit from it meaningfully? So I really want to focus a lot of energy on tourism and managing that correctly, but also looking at housing. How can we start building housing for our people so they have options? That's a foundation. We got to stop the outward migration, and I think it starts there.
Yeah, you mentioned in the first general session about CNHA purchasing, was it 43 acres here on Hawaii Island, right? Talk about that for a little bit.
Yeah, so I see, as I get to holo around the islands, what I see is a lot of opportunity and potential on Hawaii Island. There's still land here. Prices are still stable. I don't want to screw that up, because it should stay that way. But it's going to happen, and so you might as well get ahead of it. So what I'm looking at is workforce housing, or some kind of way to start creating models that others can follow as that development starts to happen on this island. I think also there's a lot of opportunity within the visitor sector, like for example Banyan Drive. I mean, it's almost like a hotel graveyard at this point.
It is.
We got to change that so that there's an economic surrounding that area, and we have a lot to celebrate and honor and uplift in that area, whether it's Merry Monarch, whether it's culture, fashion, arts. So I think what you're going to see us moving aggressively towards is a greater presence on Hawaii Island so we can set the tone for the future.
Love it. You should not running for office. Give me a bumper sticker. I'll throw my car already. Okay.
Well, we just love having a Native Hawaiian at the helm, doing all of this great work for us. Kūhiō Lewis of Council for Native Hawaiian Advancement. He's our CEO and our captain.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, brother. All right. We're Island Life Live, and we're going to be right back right after these words.